Good morning, everybody. Today we are here to commemorate March 10th, 67th anniversary of Tibetan National Uprising Day in Lhasa, the capital of Tibet. We will begin the program by hosting the Tibetan national flag, singing the traditional Tibetan national anthem, and the Gandhi national anthem.
Oh, see, can you see? whose broad stripes and bright stars through the peerless fire. All the ramparts we won was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reindeer, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave of the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you.
Next, singing of the 10th of March song, Sumjit Thelu, led by the Wisconsin Tibetan Language and Culture School students. Sumjit Thelu. Love to go water in the mountain. Next, singing the March 10th Uprising song, Nima Lalu. Since the Chinese occupation of Tibet, Kamachi Ringala Nyenge Chuyen. Thank you. Next, I would like to request the Wisconsin Tibetan Association President, Mr. Yotan Tsering, to deliver his March 10th Tibetan Uprising Day introduction speech in English.
So today on 67th anniversary of Tibetan Uprising Day, on behalf of Tibetan living inside and outside of Tibet, first of all, I would like to thank people of great Wisconsin State and Governor Tony Ever and Sarah Godfrey, Secretary of State, proclaiming March 10 as a Tibet Day throughout the state, and also Congressman Mark Pocan, Dean County Executive Melissa Agat, representative from Mayor Office, for declaring March 10 as a Tibet Day. And also, I would like to remind the freedom lover of the world citizen that China has been wiping Tibet off the world map, and colonial boarding school forcing Tibetan children as young as 4 years old access only to Communist Party of China approved version of their culture, and also peaceful protesters are imprisoned and tortured and even shoot them for expressing the region of His Holiness the Dalai Lama to Tibet and demanding human rights in Tibet. Tibetans are denied access to legal support and face trial that do not respect international standard of justice and instance surveillance in Tibetan daily life. And also Tibet, known as the third pole of the world, with destruction of Tibetan plateau environmental, with global climate crisis, it's warming 3 times faster than the rest of the world. And Tibet provides water for the 1/5 of global population. That means more than 2 billion people of world population. And the 10 major rivers from Tibet serve as the sources of most densely population countries in the world, like China, India, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, Burma, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, and Pakistan. And with this, I would like to thank everyone who support the cause for Tibet and stand with Tibetan all the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, the Central Tibetan Administration Kashab statement in English, read by our Tibetan Cultural School student Tenzin Dechen.
Hello, my name is Tenzin Dechen and I will be reading the Kasha. Today marks the 67th anniversary of the 1959 Tibetan National Uprising, when Tibetans from all three provinces, monastics, and lay people alike rose in unison with indomitable courage in Tibet's capital, Lhasa, to protect the illegal invasion by the People's Republic of China, and to safeguard the person of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama from imminent threat. On this solemn occasion, the Kashak pays its deepest tribute to all the martyrs who made the ultimate sacrifice for the sake of Tibet, its faith, and its people, and stands in unwavering solidarity with our brothers and sisters inside Tibet, whose resolve to preserve our distinct national identity remains as unyielding as Mount Meru. Even in the face of relentless oppression by the government of the PRC, we also express our sincere gratitude to all our distinguished guests present here today for their powerful demonstration of solidarity with the Tibetan people, and to all nations, organizations, and individuals around the world to continue to support the cause of Tibet. Last year, in conjunction with the auspicious celebration of the 90th birthday of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the Kashak launched the Year of Compassion. Through this continued observance, we seek to extend to the global family His Holiness' profound treatises on compassion and foster its spirit, while cultivating the wisdom to attain happiness and alleviate the suffering of all sentient beings. This initiative seeks, to the fullest extent of our ability, to share His Holiness' sacred counsel in fulfilling humanity's shared aspiration for the physical world to abide in elemental balance, and for sentient beings its inner essence to remain in tranquility and peace. At present, the government of the PRC is falsely asserting that Tibet and all non-Han nationalities are part of the constructed Zhonghua Minsu. It is mobilizing, under the proclaimed mandate of forging a strong sense of community for the Chinese nation, the full machinery of the state to carry out expansive and deeply entrenched policies within Tibet aimed at eroding both Tibet's physical environment and its people's distinct national identity. Specifically, around 1 million Tibetan children have been forcibly placed in colonial boarding schools where the teaching of the Tibetan language and the transmission of Tibetan culture are severely restricted. Within these schools, Tibetan children are subjected to intensive political indoctrination under Communist Party ideology. The United Nations, the United States government, the European Parliament, and leading international research institutions have recognized this policy as forced assimilation and a systematic effort to erode Tibetan cultural identity. The United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, in its 2025 report, stated that the PRC's government implementation of the policy of the synchronization of Tibetan Buddhism represents a systematic pattern of repression that fully meets the definition of cultural genocide. Against the backdrop of global warming, the Chinese government's reckless infrastructure development and large-scale resource mining projects have caused temperatures on the Tibetan Plateau to rise at 3 times the global average. The Metok hydropower project, launched last year alongside hydropower projects on major and mid-sized rivers, and the blanketing of vast landscapes with solar arrays, not only devastates the ecosystem of the Tibetan Plateau, but continues to pose a direct threat to the water security of the Asian continent. The reckless destruction of the Tibetan Plateau, a strategic geographical region, also known as the Water Tower of Asia, does not merely impact the 2 billion people who depend on Tibet's rivers, but also threatens the interests of the entire world in our collective effort to confront the global climate crisis. The land of snow, since countless eons past, has been held in the sacred embrace of Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of infinite compassion who awakened the bodhicitta aspiration to take Tibet as his field of disciples. Tibet has never been a part of China since ancient times and is rather a nation under the legal occupation of the communist PRC. The fact that the question of Tibet is not an internal affair of China, but rather an unresolved international conflict, has been clearly established in the promoting a resolution to the Tibet-China Dispute Act, enacted by the U.S. government. Regarding the reincarnation of His Holiness Dalai Lama, the international community, through around 134 formal pronouncements, including legislations, resolutions, and declarations, categorically rejects the PRC's so-called 3 conditions put forth in complete disregard for religious tradition and with an abandonment of political morality, and asserts a unified stance of non-recognition whatsoever. Nevertheless, the PRC continues to push its malicious agenda inside China and Tibet. Alongside its intensifying propaganda campaigns, the PRC government is exploiting its state-appointed Panchen Gyatso Nobu and a handful of lama and monks through staged meetings and scripted speeches. It is certain that such orchestrated attempts will never be accepted by anyone, neither now nor at any point in the future. In conclusion, we earnestly pray for His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama of Tibet to live for eons and for the spontaneous fulfillment of all his sacred aspirations, including the 4 noble commitments. May the auspicious day soon dawn when His Holiness makes his rightful return to the Potala Palace, and Tibetans inside and outside Tibet collectively dwell in spiritual bliss. Free Tibet and Per Gyalo.
Thank you, Tenzin Dechala. Next, the March 10th statement of the Tibetan Parliament, read in English by our Tibetan Cultural School student, Jenna.
Hi everyone, my name is Jenna Thinsi Chakdil Dulu, and I'll be reading the statement of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile on the commemoration of the 67th anniversary of the Tibetan National Uprising. Throughout the course of the historical involvement since the very beginning of human society, the management and the control of the Tibetan nation with regard to its political matters, governance, and legal system have been carried out by its own people without any sort of external dominion authority. This was because Tibet was a free and fully independent country. Its status as such was fully in keeping with today's universally defined conditions for the recognition of a sovereign, independent country and for the recognition of the nationality by which such a nationhood is constituted. Besides, Tibet's history of independence has been more robust and much longer than that of many other sovereign independent countries of today. Notwithstanding this fact, however, the People's Republic of China launched an armed invasion of the country in 1949. The development culminated on the 10th of March in 1959, when people from all 3 provinces of Tibet, monastics as well as the lay public, staged a massive uprising in the capital Lhasa in spontaneous outburst of united protest against the occupying communist China power due to the policies they implemented and the military domination they imposed on the country. We are today commemorating the 67th anniversary of that event. It is a day impossible for any Tibetan person to ever forget. It is not only a day of immense importance to all the Tibetan people, for it is also our Martyrs' Day to commemorate the men and women who have sacrificed their all, including their very lives, for the religion, polity, and people of Tibet. And so, for all those who have thus far sacrificed their everything, including their precious lives, and for the cause of the people of the Tibetan nation and their freedom, and those who continue to be subjected to limitless inhuman hardship, persecuted by the communist Chinese government under all manners of false pretexts, even today, the Tibetan Parliament in Exile commend the martyrs for their resoluteness, valor, and selfless patriotism. Along with it, we offer ardent prayers that the heartfelt wishes of the Tibetan people, the living as well as the dead, for the victorious revival of the freedom of Tibet may be realized with utmost certainty, and that they be embraced with the protective compassion of the patron deity Avalokiteshvara of Tibet for all lifetimes to come. Throughout the period that Tibet has remained under the illegal occupation of China since its armed invasion, the government of China has kept distorting the country's historical sovereignty with fabricated narratives, sought to corrupt the unique culture of the Tibetan people by adulterating it, using coercion to deprive the people of Tibet of their freedom of religious belief, set out to devastate the territorial and natural environment of Tibet, kept trampling on the human rights of the Tibetan people, shut them up from exercising their freedom of speech, colonized Tibet in the name of economic development and progress, made active efforts to prevent any expression of the oneness of the nationality of the Tibetan people, and disregard the wishes of the Tibetan people. Apart from these, the ground reality remains that the government of China has thus far never implemented any genuinely intended policy measure which is suited to the needs of the Tibetan people. Rather, it has relied solely on the policies of violent reprisal and brutal repression against the people of Tibet. As a result, the Tibetan people, both the old and new generations, have carried out a succession of protest demonstrations in a campaign that began in 1987. In particular, the Great Earth Mouse Year Uprising protests carried out simultaneously by the people of all three traditional provinces of Tibet in 2008 still remain fresh in our minds. Along with that, it is worth noting that since the year 2009, there have been a total of at least 157 incidents in which individual Tibetans in occupied Tibet have carried out protest self-immolations in acts of non-violent campaign against the government of China. These various types of protests continue to be carried out by the Tibetan people to this day. It is important that the government of China appreciate the enormity of the sacrifices the Tibetan people have been making through those protest campaigns. Taking the opportunity provided by this occasion, the Tibetan Parliament in Exile wishes to express its gratitude to the Secretary of State Marco Rubio of the United States of America for his offering of greetings on the Tibetan New Year Day on 17th of February 2026, and for announcing the appointment of Mr. Riley M. Barnes, the State Department's Deputy Assistant Secretary for Democracy, Human Rights, and Labor as the new U.S. Special Coordinator for Tibetan Issues. Likewise, on behalf of all Tibetans, both in and outside Tibet, the Tibetan Parliament in Exile also wishes to express deepest gratitudes to the government and people of India, who have been particularly gracious to the Tibetan people in exile, as well as to all the countries, organizations, and individuals who have shown concern and support for the Tibetan cause. In conclusion, the Tibetan Parliament in Exile wishes to fervently pray that the beloved treasure of all Tibetans, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the ultimate refuge and protector as well as the bulwark of support for all beings in the three realms, but especially for us of the snowland of Tibet, may be steadfast in remaining in our midst for 100 aeons, and with all his wishes being seen fulfilled with spontaneity and the just cause of Tibet being realized in all speediness. By the Tibetan Parliament in Exile, the 10th of March of 2026. Thank you, everyone. Pig Yalo!
Thank you, Janala. Next, Kashak and Parliament statement in the Tibetan language, read by our Wisconsin Tibetan Cultural Director, K. Chamakiduna.
Tereng ni chipdong kubja ngapchu ngagu lor pyoge gyasa lasar jana marbi zenzu la ngogo tam jinor konsajangwe chimbo choji kuchar dowe jornge gokche chusum pyumi serja yongi shumba mebe gone rawa gyalang chete milo tukjur yemdu korwe tutengi nimo yimbe kasha gi pyo tensi miri gi tuendo luso longchu le tong nanghen gyaje pau pamunamla nyange kudu tam Tatang jana shunki zene wo pe mirigi ngo jinzin ki simshu rirap shin tembe shishu pindanamla dongsim nyamge shujuyin zego diito manzo pyodan pyomer gyabjor chönje do pepgin kundre nambatang zamling dir pödönla gyabjor nangin gyakaptang tsogiri yongla tukjichi shujuyin ngalor kasha ki gyawe kodönda tün 잠제 로콜 숭지 슈심바 디 진or konsejangu chembo chogi 잠제 텐주 디 콜레 김자 쳔보르 캬벨 ngaje karnyop ki mere ngore simju chamje lende simje tamje la dewa dubatang dungale kyobe sherap ke jing doa mi tumong ki ngolye te chi ne gi jigden di jungam thonyom tang nangchu gi simje nam shidi phagwep ngang netap ki tamnga khangduk chitup ki motor la mikwa shigyen tade char yana shungki han merik mayimbe pimiche che merik changma tokso chebe tungha merik ki chupche yinlu zenge ki tungha merik chikdu dutup ki dushe tenzu gulu jakte gyagab ki tugor mala yongzo kweju ki pönang pögi nuju niga zame tongwe siju shije chesing tingzukbe gone lakdar cheshimba te Putu saya chikha miseri peyu ringlu ki tenja lokte nang chukte pyogi ki rikshun lukchi chunjin da marpe taju ki lepa chushe cheshimba ter nyamde gecho tang ari shung yorab chuchu geji shimju deka sone mirik tenjuru tang mala dembe tone rikshun ngota zaduri mbar ngunzi nang yubatang tingsang yashung ki marla satim delok tang zingyong kukyab tang marim timshu yana ki satim tang mirik sabong rangyong ki timi jesu mirik ki toptang genlen cheba nam nyame sam chitu chetap sarpa yongkyab tu lakdar cheshi yu dor duna nyamje gecho tang geji chicho ne thade ja khumchi shongki phe nang lakdar cheshimbe sichu la domsi khongdu kyobatar yashongki chache therik ni nyamje gecho ki chilochik tung gupkya ngapchu ngaji tawa tangbe se chungni nin lakdar gonzu chebe meri chator ki nyeje ngongmo tang chege 최진 변신 입에 차진 카 시송 문진 나와식 입에 최진 변신 순배 낭세 카 시송 체계 녀발 체고바 차유 야숑기 드릭 자메기 시주 데릭라 당내 미치 켄당 모글 베겐남 진송 깍기당 전주기 체계 제발 윤대 더부 차유 그런데 나무네 야나기 차시 멤버 야 공진기 진송 제배 약급직 이바탕 그게 내되디 야나기 낭시기 내되 마이버 탑주 매베 예지 내되식 이바 아리숑기 템베 세트라 나웨 그게 가요 세트블라 그게기 티미기 세트랑 요바탕 예외 양식 거라 야나 숑기 출루기 람수당 첩시기 상주 야와 돌데 차진 숨 함도 제벌 예지 지조네 팀이 당 조주 답담소 야당 숨주 수시 점 배유 원래매베 랑초 세드낭 유낭 야숑기 모두 소수 예지대 야나당 야나낭당 퇴낭 지자당 레규 담이 배신바 마세 야숑기 군주 제배 벤진 양sen 노부당 라타 레송 꾸주 제대 총도당 당시 이탑된 담이 퇴신바 대릭 다다당 마옹베 내급 강도왕 수강기 원래 명예인 다들 진호 공사장교 진보 구제 샤베 가jar 텐진 랍첸 제구르 시다 제베 시공 다다 르지 두바당 포장 포달라 샵소르 쾌디 시제 페미남 춘조르 대게 펠라 로웨 가사 뉴도 처웨 멘드이체 베야로 니도 야다 ngop중 아솜 람네 메타 칠치 칠 니도 니서도 다와스베 체 줄라 도체나
Thank you, Gil. Next, the Wisconsin Governor's Proclamation read by our Wisconsin Tibetan cultural historian, Keynote.
Hello, my name is Kundu, and I will be reading a message from Tony Evers. The United States Congress has enacted legislation declaring Tibet an occupied country, whose whose true representatives are the Dalai Lama and the Tibetan government in exile. And the United Nations Human Rights Subcommission has passed a resolution concerning the present threat to the distinct cultural, religious, and national identity of the Tibetan people. And the suppression of human rights in Tibet and around the world must be of the utmost concern. Today, the state of Wisconsin joins Wisconsinites and Tibetans across the world in recognizing the 67th anniversary of the peaceful uprising by the Tibetan people in Lhasa, the capital of Tibet, to protest the occupation by the People's Republic of China, and honors the more than 1 million Tibetans who have died in pursuit of justice and human rights. Now, therefore, I, Tony Evers, Governor of State of Wisconsin, do hereby proclaim March 10, 2026 as Tibet Day throughout the state of Wisconsin, and I commend this observance to all our state's residents.
Thank you, Kumila. Next, may I take the honor to introduce our next speaker, Honorable Congressman Mark Pokin.
Thank you. It's an honor to be with you today. Generally, I'm 3 out of the 4 weeks a month out in Washington, D.C. So to be home this week and to finally be able to be with you today on this important day is a real honor. It is so important that we have a free Tibet. Tibet is very important to the United States. The Tibetan community is very important to South Central Wisconsin. And the Dalai Lama is not only very important to Tibet, but to the entire world. And it is really important that we recognize this day and do everything we can to have a free Tibet. In that, I have a congressional commendation I'd like to read to you. It says, Dear Wisconsin Tibetan Association, thank you for inviting me to observe the 67th anniversary of the Tibetan National Uprising Day. Today we commemorate the tens of thousands of brave Tibetans who took to the streets to protest China's unlawful occupation of Tibet. We honor the thousands of people who lost their lives in the uprising. 67 years later, the Tibetan people continue to suffer under the oppressive policies of China. We must continue to raise awareness of Tibet's fight for independence. I firmly believe in the right to freedom and dignity for all people. As a member of Congress, I stand in solidarity and will continue to work alongside you to uphold fundamental human rights in Tibet and across the globe. Today inspires us to keep pushing for peace as we stand in solidarity for Tibet. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is one.
Thank you, sir.
Next, may I take the honor to introduce our next speaker, Dane County Executive, Ms. Madison. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Dane County City of Madison Government Building. I am Dane County Executive Melissa Agard, and I am so honored to welcome you here today as you welcome me to your community center and into your families. Today, on March 10th, we're marking the 67th anniversary of the Tibetan National Uprising, which is a pivotal day in the history of Tibetan people. Tibetans worldwide are holding ceremonies to commemorate this day, renewing a call for all of us to make for a return for you to your ancestral homelands. 67 years ago, tens of thousands of Tibetans took to the streets to protest the People's Republic of China's occupation of your land. Despite being fired upon by Chinese forces and protesters surrounding the palace, the home of the Dalai Lama, defending the potent symbol of your nation. Many people were injured and many people gave their lives on that solemn day. And since then, Tibetan people have endured 6 decades of cultural, religious, and economic and linguistic repression. the intervening years, hundreds more martyrs for the cause have given their lives in the immolation that they heed the call to defend your leader in your homeland. It is often said that evil thrives in darkness. So let us light the fires upon which they gave their lives to illuminate the truth and to light the way to justice for all people, especially the Tibetan people. March 10th is a deeply meaningful day amongst Tibetan diaspora in communities like Dane County that you now call home. It is a day of remembrance and recognition, but it's also a day of resilience, a day of revolution, and a day to honor the heritage of your people, because we know that we must all continue to fight to defend and preserve what matters the most. We commend the tremendous courage of the Tibetan folks from 1959 and those of you who are continuing to fight today. We must all echo the call for the government of China to engage in a meaningful dialogue with His Holiness the Dalai Lama and pursue a negotiated solution that upholds the self-determination, the freedom, and the sovereignty of the Tibetan state and Tibetan people. As your Dane County executive and on behalf of the people of Dane County, I am proud to bear witness as we rose the flag today in front of the City County building and recognize today, March 10th, as the Day of Tibet. And the spirit of the Tibetan nation has not been dampened by the years of occupation and repression, and in fact, the resolve is stronger. These acts of malice have endured only to highlight the cries for justice and demand that the world is casting their eyes on Tibet and her people. May this flag and this recognition support the tireless work of Tibetans worldwide and serve as a symbol of solidarity for your ability to return home. I also have a proclamation on behalf of Dane County that I would like to read. Whereas around the world, Tibetans are holding these events to commemorate the 67 years of exile and to celebrate deep cultural heritage that is working to preserve and honor every single day. March 10th, 2026 is marking the 67th anniversary of the Tibetan Uprising. So therefore, be it resolved that I, Melissa Agard, the Dane County Executive, on behalf of the citizens of Dane County, recognize March 10th as Tibet Day in Dane County, celebrating the Tibetan community and recognizing the pleas for justice and support for the struggle that continues. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Melissa. Next, may I take the honor to introduce our next speaker, Deputy Mayor Katie Cowley.
Thank you and good morning. I'm here on behalf of Mayor Rhodes Conway, who couldn't make it this year. However, she was here last year and the year before, and she will be here again and again as you continue to know that you have her support and the support of thousands and thousands of Madison residents. I have a mayoral proclamation just to read. Whereas on March 10th, 2026, Tibetans around the world are holding events to commemorate the 67th anniversary of the Tibetan national uprising against the occupation of Tibet and honor the more than 1 million Tibetans who have died in this struggle. And whereas the loss of human rights and freedom in Tibet leads to the loss of culture, religion, and economic standing, and should be a concern for all who value and enjoy their rights and freedoms the world over. And whereas the spiritual leader of Tibet, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, is internationally recognized as a messenger of peace and was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1989 for his steadfast commitment to nonviolent solutions. And whereas the city of Madison, Wisconsin calls on the government of China to protect the fundamental freedoms of all Tibetans and to enter into meaningful dialogue with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And whereas the Tibetan spirit of freedom that defines Tibetan Uprising Day is an essential part of Madison Madison's culture, along with the Tibetan culture, leaders of which that spirit inspires to action. And whereas Madison's Tibetan community is a vibrant and thriving part of our city, and we honor and celebrate their efforts to keep their cultural traditions strong and recognize the Tibetan flag being flown over the city-county building as a gesture of solidarity with the people of Tibet. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Satya Rhodes Conway, Mayor of Madison, Wisconsin, do hereby proclaim March 10th, 2026 as Tibet Day in the city of Madison to serve as a reminder that all people deserve dignity and self-determination and that freedom is worth defending around the world. Thank you.
Next, singing the words of truth. Tensuridam Sudinagya.
China out of Tibet, no! No! Out! China out! Long live the Dalai Lama! Long live the Dalai Lama! Tibet belongs to Tibetans! Tibet belongs to Tibetans! Freedom in Tibet! China out of Tibet now! China out of Tibet now! Long live the Dalai Lama! Long live the Dalai Lama! Long live the Dalai Lama! China out of Tibet now! China out of Tibet now! China out of Tibet now! Release Panchen Lama! Release Panchen Lama! Stop the killings in Tibet!
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 Stop the boarding school 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 in Tibet!
Stop the DNA collection 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 in Tibet!
United Nations, we want justice! United Nations, we want justice! United Nations, we want justice! Free Tibet! 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 Tibet belongs to Tibetans!
Tibet belongs to Tibetans!
Tibet belongs to Tibetans!
China out of Tibet now! Lama. Stop the killings in Tibet.
Stop the killing in Tibet.
Stop the killings in Tibet.
Stop the killing in Tibet.
Stop the killings in Tibet.
Stop the killing in Tibet.
Long live the Dalai Lama.
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 Tibet belongs to Tibetans.
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 China out of Tibet now.
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 Free Tibet, free Tibet.
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
Free Tibet,
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
free Tibet, free Tibet.
Stop the killing in Tibet. Stop the killing in Tibet. Stop the genocide in Tibet. Stop the genocide in Tibet. China, China, China. Out, out, out. China, China, China. Out, out, out. Human rights in Tibet. Human rights in Tibet. Human rights in Tibet. Release, release. Panchen Lama. Release, release. Panchen Lama. Release, release. Panchen Lama. Release, release. Panchen Lama. Long live Dalai Lama. Long live Dalai Lama. Long live Dalai Lama. China out of Tibet now. 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 China lies. People die. China lies. People die. China lies. People die. China, China, China. Oh, oh, oh. China, China, China. Oh, oh, oh. United Nations. We want justice. United Nations. We want justice. Tibet belongs to Tibetans. Tibet belongs to Tibetans. China out of Tibet now. 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 Tibet for Tibetans. Tibet for Tibetans. China, China, China. Out, out, out. China, China, China. Out, out, out. China lies. People die. China lies. People die. Tibet for Tibetans. Tibet for Tibetans. Herangde Samai. Herangde Samai. Yamar Pene. Bajushi. Yamar Pene. Bajushi. Free Tibet now! Free Tibet now! Save Tibet now! Save Tibet now! China, China, China! Out, out, out! China, China, China! Out, out, out! Tibet for Tibetans! Tibet belongs to Tibetans! Tibet belongs to Tibetans! China lies! People die! China lies! People die! China lies! People die! Stop the genocide! In Tibet! Stop the genocide! In Tibet! Stop the killing! In Tibet! Stop the killing! In Tibet! Stop the killing! In Tibet! Long live Dalai Lama! Dalai Lama! Dalai Lama! Panchen Lama! Panchen Lama! Bajushi!
Bajushi. Samai. Samai.
Dalai Lama! Dalai Lama! Dalai Lama! Please release Panchen Lama! Please release Panchen Lama! Please release Panchen Lama! Stop the genocide!
In Tibet.
Stop the genocide!
In Tibet.
Stop the genocide!
In Tibet.
Stop the killing! In Tibet! Stop the killing! In Tibet! Stop the killing! In Tibet! China, China, China! Out, out, out! Out, out, out! People die!
Tibet belongs to Tibet. Tibet belongs to Tibet.
Shame, shame, CCP! Shame, shame, CCP!
Release, release Panchen Lama!
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 Stop the killings in Tibet! Stop the killings in Tibet!
Stop the killings in Tibet.
Stop the killings in Tibet!
Stop the killings in Tibet.
Religious freedom in Tibet!
Religious freedom in Tibet!
Religious freedom in Tibet!
Religious freedom in Tibet.
Religious freedom in Tibet!
Religious freedom in Tibet!
Tibetans.
Tibet belongs to 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 Tibetans.
China out of Tibet now.
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 One world, one dream. Free Tibet, free Tibet.
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
One world, one dream.
One world, one dream.
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
Long live the Dalai Lama.
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 Release, release, Panchen Lama.
Release, release,
Release, release, Panchen Lama.
Release, release, Panchen Lama.
Release, release, Panchen Lama.
Release, release, Panchen Lama.
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
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 China out of Tibet now.
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 Shame, shame, CCP. Shame, shame, CCP. Shame, shame, CCP.
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
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 China out of Tibet now.
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 China, China, China! China, China, China! China, China, China! Tibet belongs to Tibetans! Tibet belongs to Tibetans! Tibet belongs to
Tibetans! In Tibet! In Tibet! We want justice!
We want justice!
We want justice. Tibet.
We want justice.
Tibet, free Tibet!
Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Out of Tibet now!
China out of Tibet! China out of Tibet!
China out of Tibet.
One
world, one dream.
Free Tibet, free Tibet!
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
One world, one dream!
One world, one dream!
Free Tibet, free Tibet!
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
China out of Tibet now!
China out of Tibet. China out of Tibet now. Long live the Dalai Lama. Long live the Dalai Lama.
Release, release, Panchen Lama!
Please remain Panchen Lama.
Release, release, Panchen Lama! Free Tibet, free Tibet! 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 Shame, shame, CCP!
Shame, shame, CCP.
Shame, shame, CCP!
Shame, shame, CCP!
Shame, shame, CCP!
Shame, shame, CCP!
China out of Tibet now!
China out out of Tibet now.
China 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 out of Tibet now.
Tibet belongs to Tibetans.
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 One world, one dream.
One world, one dream.
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
One world, one dream.
One world, one dream.
Free Tibet, free Tibet.
Free Tibet, free Tibet. Free Tibet, free Tibet. Release pension law. Release pension law. Release pension law. Release the freedom in Tibet.
Release the freedom in Tibet. Human rights in Tibet.
Human rights in Tibet. China out of Tibet now. China out of Tibet now. China out of Tibet now. Belongs to Tibet. Tibet belongs to Tibetan. Tibet belongs to Tibetan. Shame, CCP. Shame, CCP. Shame, CCP. United Nations, we want justice. United Nations, we want justice. United Nations, we want justice. One world, one dream. Free Tibet, free Tibet.
One world, one dream.
Free Tibet, free Tibet. China out of Tibet now. China out of Tibet now. China out of Tibet now.
Long live the Dalai Lama.
불기 난도 불미래와 야미 군대 마블 자기 고로고도 최계 성대 감별 남시 강도 수여 나와 까불기 나도 불미래와 야미 군대 마블 자기 고로고도 최계 성대 감별 남시 강도 수여 러시아
Kawaka Bugi Nantope Milewa Yami Kunte Mape Taki Kolo Kotu Cheke Song Gambe Namshi Kando Shuye Kawaka Bugi Nantope Milewa Yami Kunte Mape Taki Kolo